Hello, this is Sarah Braasch. Welcome back to my channel. So now I'm going to actually read the character letter from Yale philosophy professor Jason Stanley. It is dated July 15th, 2018. I have known Sarah Braasch since she entered Yale as a graduate student. I am currently working with her on her dissertation, which she is writing on linguistic injustice, investigating the ways in which language can be oppressive, can appear to justify unjustifieds between groups. Braasch's work brings together technical work in game theory and philosophy of language with a deep interest in social justice. I have not just worked with Braasch on her dissertation. During my time at Yale, I have organized or co-organized multiple conferences, one conference on ideology, one conference in honor of Joyce Mitchell Cook, the first Black woman to receive a PhD in philosophy at Yale in 1965, and one conference on mass incarceration. Sarah Braasch volunteered to be the conference organizer at all of these events, given her interest in the topics. Her work in organizing these complex, large conferences was outstanding. She went out of her way to accommodate difficult requests from fellow graduate students at other institutions who needed lodging, and faculty with conflicts of various sorts. She was also present at all of the conferences, not just intellectually, but also to deal with the sort of difficult, personal, practical situations that arise at large conferences. Braasch has been an important figure in the graduate program. Let me give one example of her role. One year we were considering a job candidate who happened to be a conservative religious Christian. Some students in the program discovered that this candidate had had a blog where they had posted what they considered to be homophobic comments. On these grounds, they objected to the person's candidacy. Now, anyone who knows Sarah Braasch knows that she has strong objections to organized religion, or indeed religion of any sort. Braasch grew up in a harshly repressive religious environment where she suffered abuse of various kinds that she blames in part on religious structures that she regards as having enabled it. This history has led her to a strong sense of insecurity about her physical safety, some of which she blames on religion. So one would think Braasch would have been likely to join the critics of this job candidate. Braasch is intellectually a critic of religion, a new atheist, if you will, and a strong supporter of gay rights. But Braasch is also a committed civil libertarian, someone who is personally and politically invested in defending everyone's right to live their own lives and voice their own views. Despite, to put it mildly, strong disagreements with the job candidate's religious views, she took on the opposition to the job candidate that was based on their blog comments about homosexuality, defending their right to have these views and to be evaluated solely on the basis of their philosophical abilities. This was a very controversial position to take within the graduate student community. Braasch's commitment to civil libertarianism is absolute. She may wildly disagree with someone's practices and beliefs, but she will defend their right to have them, even at the cost of her own reputation. Braasch is, intellectually, someone who is both committed to civil libertarianism and recognizes that speech does harm and contribute to social injustice, something that civil libertarians often forget. Jason Stanley. Jacob Urowski, Professor of Philosophy, Yale University. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me. So I'm going to have a bunch of links below, including a link to the blog post that has a link to this PDF of Professor Jason Stanley's character letter. And I will also have my PayPal me and GoFundMe links below. I'm working on a Patreon page. So please support me as I continue to fight for justice for everyone who has been falsely accused and cyber-mobbed and defamed. I will never stop fighting for justice and for light and truth. Thank you so much. Okay, have a great night.